السلام عليكم، يعطيكم العافية. أنا الدكتور محمود حماد. في المحاضرة الماضية تعرفنا على ال Two Dimensional Array، وعملنا Two Dimensional Array اللي هي Table of Integers. في محاضرة اليوم راح نكمل هذا الكود اللي كتبناه المرة الماضية. عملنا Create Table اللي هو Two Dimensional Array، وعملنا Print هذا Table and Populate for this table. Let's comment out هاي for each. بدنا نستخدم ال for loop to print out ال two dimensional array. زي ما حكينا إنه بنقدر نسوي two dimensional array of integer. We can do the same thing for string, right? Sorry, can do the same thing for string. One common means we have two dimension. This is the first dimension. This is the second dimension. نسميها مثلا for example names table، يعني table with names. أحيانا بنقدر نعمل new string of for example 2 by 2. Right? هنا we created a table of 2 by 2 where the elements are of type string. Or we can use the object initializer to initialize هاي الارray. فنحكي هون مثلا في عندنا سارة. طبعا في two dimensional array، في الاوبجكت انيشاليزر تاع two dimensional array بنحط هنا curly braces زي one dimensional array، وبعدين كل row بنحطها في curly braces. يعني هاي الرو الأولى، هاي الرو الثانية. في الرو الأولى فيها نحن two names for example. إذا بدنا 2 by 2 نحط هنا سارة and for example يارا. اوكي، وهنا في عندنا في الرو الثاني رامي and هاني. فهي صارت عندنا هيك two dimensional array. This is the first row and this is the second row. هيك الستراكشر تاع ال two dimensional array. This is the way we initialize ال two dimensional array, or for example. Alright. Now, if we want to print out high names table, we do the same thing. For example, if we want to use print table, create an overloaded method. هنا بتاخذ string table. It's the same table, right? Now, same thing. We need for loop to print it out. Right, so we have two methods, and now we have table of row and column. So same code. The first for loop to iterate over the rows, second for loop to iterate over the columns, and then we print out the item or element in the row and column. Now here print table for names table. Let's run this code. Now we got Sarah, Yara, Rami, Hani. Okay. هون فينا tables names tables dot فينا شيء اسمه length، وفي عنا names table dot كان في get length okay and dimension. So أول ما تعرفنا إنه get length اللي زي ما شفناه هون get length of 0 اللي هو first dimension اللي هو this is the first dimension. 2 this is the first dimension. For example في هاي الارray when we create, what is the method for creative? So هاي first dimension, هاي second dimension. So get dimension of 0 means the first dimension. Get length of 1 means second dimension. Now length is the number of elements in this array. So in this case, so if we print out the names length here, this one is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to distinguish between length and get length of 0 and get length of 1. So this one is 4, which is mean. All right. So for one dimensional array length والget length ما كانش في فرق بيناتهم لأنه length والget length of 0 same thing. هنا get length it means number of elements in on each in this dimension. Length number of elements in this array. Alright. Last thing اللي هو ممكن يكون في عندنا ذكر المرة الماضية عملنا class اسمه car working with arrays one dimensional array. عملنا simple class اسمه car كان فيه two properties VIN و model وفيه constructor وبعدين في عندنا two string. We override the two string. Okay. So in a simple class, we can create a two-dimensional array of, for example, car, نسميها cars. All right. Equals again. We can say new cars, new two-dimensional array of cars. For example, 2 and 2. So this is table of cars 2 by 2. We also, same thing, we can use the object initializer to initialize this two-dimensional array. Same thing we can say here we have there are two dimensions, all right? In the first dimension we have two objects, yeah, so I can just say null two objects, and with the second one we have two objects. Okay. Now for this object I want to create a new car, so you can say new car. The VIN number is 1, 2, 3, and now the model is, for example, Toyota, and now same thing here. We have another object. All right. Let's make the same object. Okay. Now we have a two-dimensional array. All right. So now we have this sorry, two-dimensional array. This is a two-dimensional array. Right. Let's change this one for 5, 6, and let's change this one to 4, and this change this one to different number Toyota, and this one 6, 6. Okay. And this one change it for Honda, for example, right? So so this is two-dimensional array of cars. We can print it out same way we print out the strings, except instead of string we can use a two-dimensional array of cars and the same code, right? So if we say like print table, and here is cars, yeah, this would print table of cars 2 by 2. Okay, so now if you see that print table is the same code, just we change the type, or we change the type of the elements in this two-dimensional array. We can use that by, for the example, we can have only one print table. So we can have only one print table, but instead of car, we can say object, right? Instead of car, we can say object. And now let's run this code. See this one. Now we're facing another problem, that's because we didn't override the equals method. All right. Okay, let's go back to car here. I think we face a problem for the integer to convert to array of objects, but for for the cars, or for example, if we have a table of employee or students, if we put the object here, it would work. Okay, but it's not really recommended, because if you create like a two-dimensional array of objects, in this case you can add, for example, a car here, employee here, student here, so different types of different objects. Okay, so that's it for this lecture. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed and you learned new stuff.